What's up, all me Woks, Tribbles, Droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I'm going to be talking about the High Republic and how it's the bestest ever, and how it's brand new. None of us Star Wars fans have ever seen anything like this in Star Wars before, because it's brand freaking new. Except, come to find out, it actually ripped off the Ahsoka novel. For those of you that don't know, there's only one Ahsoka book out there. I actually read it. I enjoyed it. I thought it could have been a little bit better, but for what it was pretty enjoyable. And I actually got the audiobook because it is narrated by Ashley Eckstein, who is the voice of Ahsoka. So that made it, I feel like, a little bit more enjoyable. So I would highly recommend getting the audiobook if you can, just to hear, Ahsoka tell the Ahsoka story. But so in this book, and spoiler alert if you haven't read it yet, in this book, what happens is Ahsoka, she needs to go find new kyber crystals, and she needs to rebuild her lightsabers because she had originally left her lightsabers at the battle, so that way, when the Empire found it, they would believe that she died, because if the lightsabers weren't there, they would think that she's alive and continue to look for her. But, they would, they, in their minds, oh, she would never abandon her lightsaber, so she must have died. So in this novel, she's trying to find her lightsabers, and what ends up happening is she's on this planet called Raieta, and she is, trying to hide, but she's also she wants to help these people, but she has to be low profile. But there's a Sith. She ends up fighting the Sith at the end of the book because, she needs the kyber crystals, and the planet that they're on, it's, heavily guarded by the Empire. She's never going to be able to get him. Then she realizes that she's being called back to Raieta because those crystals are calling to her. So she defeats the Sith, kills his crystals, and that's how she gets her white lightsabers. That is I basically just summarized this entire book for you. But isn't this interesting? So then I saw this. And so this is actually, I found it on Instagram. So this is from an account that I follow called All Star Wars, and they post like Star Wars facts. And so I saw this, I was like, oh, that art's nice, oh yeah, it's just like Ahsoka, there's a holocron there, there's that dude that's from that game I haven't played yet, because it looks really hard. And then I start reading it, and it's like Jor Molly, and then I was like, oh, that's they mentioned that character in that one comic that I read by the dude that blocked me preemptively on Twitter. Yeah, the author of this comic, he blocked me before anyone else did, because I guess he was aware of me and my content, and he's like, nah, bye Felicia, block. And I was like, all right, cool, but yeah, nice to know. But anyways, they mention, Master Molly in that comic, and so I was like, oh, that's familiar. And then it says, Master Molly lightsaber color was white. She retrieved its kyber crystal from an ancient Sith lightsaber and then healed it. Although it was part of an intellectual exercise, she found herself tightly bound to the crystal. Now, yes, that's a little bit different than the Ahsoka, but at least Ahsoka fought a Sith and won those crystals. She just found some dead Sith's lightsaber crystals and decided to heal them and make them her own, instead of, actually going on like a, one of those Jedi spirit quests in the cave, like that episode of the Clone Wars where Master Yoda takes the little Padawans, and they go and they find the crystals and they get the crystal that calls to them. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. Same species as Ahsoka, basically same thing, just less cool, because Ahsoka actually fought someone for the crystals and earned those crystals. This chick just found a dead dude's lightsaber and stole his crystals. But, looking at this, and I'm like, don't they have some kind of lore expert at Lucasfilm, someone that's in the room when they're coming up with ideas? Because this character, she was mentioned in the comic book, but from what I gather from this is that when it showed, the little documentary on how these characters were being made, it seemed like it was all of the High Republic authors, and they're sitting at this table at the Skywalker Ranch, and they're bouncing ideas. Remember that, what was it, the whiteboard that had dinosaurs and all this other stuff, anti-war, and basically all that stuff on it? So the impression that I got was that you know, this was a group effort and a group came up with all of these individual characters, and the you would think as people are bouncing ideas off and they're like, that sounds like a cool character, let's do that one. That sounds like a good character, let's do that one. You would think that Lucasfilm would have some kind of lore expert there, you know, to say, hey, that's a great idea, but it's been done before. You know, being the lore expert on Star Wars, you would think that they would say, hey, that's a great idea, but guess what? Somebody already had it and already did it in this one book. Oh, and by the way, the species and the gender that you want to use, yeah, that was the exact same as that other character. So maybe we should change it up a bit so that way it doesn't look like, you know, a cheesy knockoff of this already popular and beloved character. Wouldn't it be helpful if they had some kind of lore expert there? Because I don't expect I expect a little bit more from the people working at Lucasfilm to have this information, to know, you know, the ins and out of the Star Wars universe. But apparently that's too much to ask. So, I mean, at least one person that can just be at these meetings, you would think that they have it, right? Oh my God, that's right that they did. They do. Look who's there. Pablo fucking Hidalgo. Pablo Hidalgo, the, you know, lore expert at Lucasfilm right now, the complete fucking hack, was there. You would think that Pablo Hidalgo would have noticed that, hey, this character in this plot is almost identical to this one and this plot. You would think that's, you know, from the lore expert himself, being at, you know, the writing table and, you know, in the writing room and this whole, you know, plot explosion of creativity and ideas, he would have said, hey, you know, maybe we should change it up a bit. So that way it's not, you know, a ripoff of, you know, the Ahsoka character in the Ahsoka novel. But apparently that's too much to ask from Pablo fucking Hidalgo to know that and to be aware of the Ahsoka book and what happens in the Ahsoka novelization. Apparently that's too hard to ask. From the lore expert himself that could have said, hey, this is extremely similar. But, you know, that's just me as a Star Wars fan that, you know, I had read the Ahsoka book and I had listened to the audiobook and I was like, hey, that sounds fucking familiar. But the lore expert, the official lore expert that gets paid a salary from Lucasfilm didn't notice that or say anything. So a little bit more about this character. She apparently is dead. Because that's the thing in the High Republic is they apparently in the books they just have a shit ton of characters and they just kill a majority of them. So it even says, you know, down here somewhere she dies in some kind of thing. Yeah, okay, right here she died, and then I saw it somewhere down here because I clicked it and opened up another page. I don't know where I clicked. Apparently I clicked somewhere and now it's gone. Oh, right here, the death in the Kerr Nebula. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And so it's the thing, the Battle of Kerr with the Nile, which are those, I did a whole video on them. They're the space pirates that are evil. They're the evilest thing in the galaxy. They don't have any morals. I'm like, oh, you mean kind of like the Empire and like the Emperor and how they're just blowing up planets with absolutely no remorse and do it in front of like the princess that was from that planet? Oh, no morals. Oh, again, you know, they're just bankrupt completely from any new creative ideas, because it's like everything that they say, oh, look, this is, you know, this Jedi Master that had white lightsabers because she healed the ones from a Sith. It's like, yeah, no fucking duh, that's been done before. Oh, but because this happened in the High Republic era, which was hundreds of years before that character existed, it's the first one to do it. It's like, no. No. Just because the prequels take place before the original trilogy doesn't make them, you know, the original Star Wars. Nobody says the original trilogy and thinks of the prequels. Give me a fucking break. Just because of it's set before, that makes it first. Nah, you ripped off the fucking idea. And, you know, maybe they didn't even, my thinking is they aren't even aware of this book. I don't even think that they know what the plot was of this book. I don't even think they know why Ahsoka has white lightsabers, if they even do know that she has white lightsabers. They might know now because of the Mandalorian showing her. But that's just kind of, from what I take from all of the research I've done on these people, I don't think that they know about it. I don't think they read it, and so it would come to this dude. But of course, he not doing his job. Why are we even surprised? But so, that character, you know, this Ahsoka knockoff, is the master of this dude who is in this book that was written by Claudia Gray. And so she's his master that dies, and so he's a Padawan without a master. Great creativity, great thinking outside of the box, great doing something that no one has ever seen before, bringing something brand new to the Star Wars universe. Yeah, apparently that's too much to ask from the people at Lucasfilm. That's too much to ask from the fucking lore master of Star Wars. Yeah, so I just wanted to do a video to talk about this because I saw that and I was like, what absolute fucking bullshit. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this whole entire situation in the comment section below. Also, before this video is over, I just wanted to address something. I did a video the day before yesterday on information, or on all the information that was out at the time. I have since removed that video because more information has come out that contradicts what I was talking about in that video. And I've never taken a video down before, but I feel like there's going to be a lot more to the story coming out, and so I'll do a more in-depth video on that topic once more information comes out, because I don't want to do, you know, an immediate follow-up video, because I feel like, you know, I just have this gut feeling that more information is going to come out on this, and so I want to wait until all of the information is out and just do one video. So I wanted to clarify for anyone that was wondering why that video is no longer there. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, everyone, have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and may the Force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the Binary Sunset version, one of my favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's the Art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. What's up, everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.